last night rewrote your story. You just haven't read it yet. They spoke your name like a confession. The room changed. Your name passed through trembling lips. They weren't ready for the truth. Something sacred broke in your favor. You felt it as restlessness. While you slept, someone made a vow. A decision shattered the past, and it had your name carved into it. Heaven waited until you were unaware to intervene. The silence last night wasn't quiet, it was heavy with you. You were the center of a whisper you never heard. They wept over a photo of you no one knows they still keep. God interrupted their plans the moment your soul was mentioned. You missed the moment, but not its consequences. While you dreamed, they broke. You just felt tired. The truth came to light last night, and it burned. Last night, someone finally saw what they did to you. They almost called. Almost. Everything they buried screamed through their body last night. They saw you in someone else, and it destroyed them. What you feared would never happen, just did. Last night, guilt turned into surrender. Your absence was louder than your presence ever was. They swore they moved on, but last night exposed the lie. Heaven gave them a dream they couldn't shake. You were in it. A candle blew out on its own when they said your name. Your spirit knocked on a heart that tried to forget you. They didn't know missing you would feel like choking on silence. Last night wasn't normal. Last night was sacred warning. They looked in the mirror and saw what they did to you. The person there with now noticed the shift. It's you. Even the stars paused. You mattered that much. Their soul finally admitted, you were right. While you cried alone, they broke in secret. What left you in ruin is now seeking redemption. Everything shifted in their spirit the moment your name crossed their mind. You haunt what they call peace. Their new beginning is unraveling because it wasn't you. They remembered the way you breathed when you were safe. A familiar song broke them in a place they hid from God. They didn't know they loved you until you disappeared. You were the prayer they tried to pray away. It didn't work. They dreamed you said goodbye and woke up crying. Your presence was reactivated in the divine timeline. The ghost of your love touched them. They trembled. It finally hit them. They can't be forgiven until they face you. A divine court opened last night. Your name echoed injustice. What they called closure was denial. It's catching up. Their peace is counterfeit. Your love was the real currency. They know they fumbled something holy. They're waking up in a house that doesn't hold them like you did. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. They woke up missing the version of you they couldn't kill. You were erased, but the memory still bleeds. They replayed your laughter. It didn't sound distant, it sounded needed. They tried to conjure you in someone else's arms. What they said in rage is the lie they're stuck living in. They knew it was over, but it never ended. They can't escape you, not even in dreams. God let them see your healing. It destroyed their ego. Their soul whispered your name. Again and again. Last night, your name closed a chapter and opened judgment. They're living a life you don't know was built on your pain. They wore your absence like a curse. You forgave, silently. They felt it as heat on their neck. Someone cried your name into their pillow, not knowing why. They tried to speak, but grief had your voice. You were a moment in time they now want as forever. Their guilt is growing teeth. It won't let them rest. You're still the safest place they never return to. Last night, their illusions cracked. You were underneath. Your shadow lingered at the edge of their sleep. They know who they became to survive what they did to you. The apology is still trapped in their chest. Your love grew in silence. Their regret is screaming now. Every moment they denied you is unraveling them. What they lost wasn't you. It was their soul's mirror. They traded gold for gravel. They see it now. God whispered, "Return what's mine." That's you. The moment they loved you was the moment they lost themselves. Your energy baptized a sinner last night. Their spirit trembled. Yours held steady. They never wanted to forget. They just didn't know how to hold you. You moved on in the physical. They're stuck in spiritual rewind. Love, like yours, doesn't vanish. It waits. Their friends don't know how close they are to breaking. You were the moment the universe paused for. Their ego fought. Their soul surrendered. They know they met the divine when they met you. Every lie they believed about you is falling apart. The room didn't feel right without you. It still doesn't. You haunt their joy. They're replaying the moment they walked away and rewriting it in dreams. Your silence is now the loudest voice in their life. Their body is here, but their heart, still circling you. You were their test. They failed it. What they hid from everyone last night. The tears. For you. They asked God if it's too late. No answer came. The moment they realized it was real, you were already gone. What was done in secret now rises in consequence. They tried to forget, but memory is immortal. Your energy still sits on their shoulders like unfinished prayer. You weren't the mistake. You were the mercy they misused. They would give up everything now, just to be heard by you once. They broke you softly. Now life is breaking them loudly. You were the one. They just weren't ready. Their soul is in mourning, and you're still breathing. They held your heart like it was replaceable. It wasn't. God marked you. They're now facing the consequence of touching what was sacred. They traded eternity for ego, and it's killing them. You didn't lose them. You were released. Their peace fled the night you left. They chose confusion over connection, and they regret it. Even the house they live in now doesn't feel like home. They finally realized you were never theirs to hurt. They keep seeing your face in everyone else's absence. They felt you pull away before they could explain. You were the answer. They kept asking the wrong questions. Everything else now feels like punishment. They looked for your soul in places where God never sent you. They had your trust. Now they only have your shadow. It's not distance that's breaking them, it's memory. They weren't ready to love you, but they were born to. Their dreams are now haunted by what could have healed them. You. You were never forgotten. You were protected. What ended was never love, it was avoidance. You still smell like hope in their nightmares. Your voice still softens their storms. They miss the way you saw their soul without flinching. Every room feels colder without you in it. What they mocked in you now saves others. You were the lesson they'll never stop relearning. They can't unlove you. They can only suffer for it. You were their deliverance. They treated you like delay. Love that deep doesn't die. It waits for the reckoning. They're not over you. They're buried beneath you. The only safe place they ever knew was your forgiveness. They touched heaven through you and didn't even bow. Their ego broke the bridge. Their heart still stands on the edge. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote and subscribe for more.